What's up, nerds? We're your hosts. I am Chad.
And I am Jake. This is our weekly podcast where we explore the world of nerd from TV, movies, games, comics, news, and books.
We will give you our opinions, theories, and oftentimes spoilers.
We will also have friends and experts as guests on the show to elaborate further on those topics.
But be prepared. We like to have a few drinks, so buckle up.
If you want to support our show, like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your podcasts.
You can also become a premium subscriber over at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd.
So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast.
Nerd.
Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, I hope you had a good week this week. But let's jump into our first topic.
Cheers.
Tink.
Okay, so this week for our first topic, let's talk about the latest episode of Gen V, aka Diet the Boys, aka Winnie the Bish. I am really enjoying this show.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Apparently this season of this show is supposed to run directly into season 4 of The Boys. And then season 4 of The Boys is supposed to run directly into season 2 of Gen B.
I can fucks with it.
Yeah. There's some pretty serious tie-ins.
Yeah, especially this episode.
Yeah.
But before we kind of touch on that, we should talk about Chance Perdomo, who plays Andre in the show.
Perdomo.
Perdomo. They're already looking to recast this particular individual because he supports Andrew Tate. And for those who don't know who Andrew Tate is, good.
You're well off.
Andrew Tate sucks.
He's a misogynistic piece of
garbage who is literally out on bail waiting to go to trial for sex trafficking crimes.
Yeah. A what?
Sex
trafficking?
Trafficking crimes. I stumbled over it and I tried to just fluctuate my
words. I will
words.
not let you. Never.
I know, but in all seriousness, Andrew Tate is the worst. Just a misogynistic, alpha male. Want to know the difference between alpha and beta, at least in the terms of real life?
Betas aren't in prison?
Well, alpha doesn't exist in the animal kingdom. First off, there's no such thing as an alpha in like packs, and in the there's not. That's myth. There's no such thing as like an alpha wolf or anything like that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Keep talking. I'm listening.
And then also, like in the terms of like product development, the alpha version means that it's unstable to be used in public. And that seems fitting.
Yeah.
So jog on.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't allowed. I think we touched on this last week that this particular actor was not allowed to be part of the promotion and stuff like that because of his vocalized support of this piece of shit human. And it got him fired.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe. I mean that's it's. I don't know if it's like confirmed that he's gone, but I read that he's definitely they're looking to recast.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Unfortunately, we're stuck with him for this season because they already shot it all and it's released. But
yeah,
you
it's not a soap opera where they film on Tuesday and release on Wednesday.
know,
You know,
or South Park does the same thing.
fair, fair. But also I mean, where the last episode left off. Well, first off, spoiler alerts. For the latest episode, we get a little bit more insight into the motivations of Dean Shetty.
Mm,
We knew that she was not super fond of supers
yeah,
from the last episode, but she wants to just like kill them all.
all of them. Yeah, we kind of knew that because she says it.
Well,
She's
yeah,
like, when the guy makes the virus, and she's like, "Can you make it airborne?"
yeah. Can you make
You
it?
know?
Before it was like not. Well, I think the airborne part came from this episode, but before it was
Yeah,
like we created this virus, and she's like, make it contagious.
yeah, like laughter or yawns. Anyways,
Don't you dare.
she's kind of the worst.
Yeah,
Kind of cute though.
yeah. But she does. We get a familiar face through Dean Shetty's storyline of Mallory, who
Well, we got her. We actually got her at the end of the previous episode.
was it?
Yeah, but we didn't talk about it
I thought it
that week.
was. I thought it was part of this episode. So, my bad.
Yeah,
Um,
we were talking about the chick, right?
no, that's
Oh,
Senator
my bad.
Newman. No, Mallory,
My bad.
who Billy goes to. That kind of like gave the boys like a real job.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. I thought you were talking about the head exploding chick, and I was like, dude,
Yeah,
that's my bad. Go ahead.
not her. Mallory. I should be on the actual episode instead of the overall thing here.
Well, we know why she wants to kill all the soups is because this is where you were going with that.
Oh yeah,
I
with
imagine.
that was the next part. I was gonna try and name.
I feel like I interrupted you and then you lost track. And I was like, shit, my bad.
Layla Robbins, who plays Grace Mallory. That's all I was trying to go with that. But we find out that Dean Shetty is, in mourning, basically because Homelander brought down a plane that had her husband and daughter on it.
I didn't really bring it down. He
Just
didn't do
refused
it.
to save them.
Didn't do it. Well, okay, hold on. Here's the Andrew Tate view on this. Is he doesn't
For next season, we will be recasting Jake.
he doesn't say that he's unwilling to save it. He was just like, I can't. Like when Maeve is like talking to him about like, can't you do this? He's like, no, that's not how my powers work. And she's like, we got to do something. And she's like, we got to carry them one at a time out of here. And he's like, I can't. Like that by the
But doesn't
speed I would
he-
be going, they would all
Doesn't
die.
he use his laser vision to then blow up the plane instead?
No, he just
I thought he did.
no, he just grabs Maeve and lets the plane crash. He doesn't do anything to the plane. They arrive on the plane, and he tells everyone, "Oh, actually, you know what? I think he does do something bad because
Because he can't save everyone, so in his
no,
mind, he's
he
like,
doesn't. He doesn't actually do it. He just lets it crash because he says when people start like getting up and like trying to like grab him and shit, and they're like, help us, help us. He goes, sit down or I will fucking laser every motherfucking one of you. And that's what the black box picked up. But he didn't actually do it. He just grabbed
Oh.
Maeve and left the plane and let it crash. He didn't actually do. He didn't actually. Which is bullshit. I mean, it sucks. Like, but and I'm not coming to his defense because obviously Homelander is fucking Hitler. You know what I mean? With superpowers, he's a piece of shit. But
Yeah.
he had a point. He's like that. My powers don't work like that. And Maeve is like, you can't like lift the plane and like bring him to the ground. And he's like, with what to stand on? I have to have something to like bring that force to like hold that weight. I can't do that. And
But
so
he could have saved
May
like half of the plane.
and then Maeve starts throwing not a temper tantrum. I shouldn't call it that. She starts throwing a fit because she's like, no, we have to save these people. And he's like, well, I'm not gonna let you die with these peasants. And he like grabs her and exits the plane and lets it crash. And she's pissed. That's why
That's
she's
right.
pissed at him in
That's
the
right.
future. Yeah, yeah.
But also like
But this, anyways,
even though he could have saved some of them
some.
and then still been like, "Oh, you did what you could.
Yeah.
Thanks, superhero."
But
and
he
instead
didn't
he was
want
like,
to.
"Meh." Well, yeah,
he's
because
Homelander. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't actually care about.
he's an
anybody.
incel.
Yeah.
You know? Well, unless you take the fact that like his mommy was jerking him off and then his adoptive mommy let him suck her teats. Which
Wait.
both are very, very true. Except
Point
for
being-
in the comics, Stormfront is not a female.
Yeah, and MM is called Mother's Milk because he has the milk obsession with his mom, not Homelander.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, way off track.
No one's good.
The reason Shetty is so shitty, she's a shitty Shetty, is because her family was on that plane, and she knows that Homelander, a soup, let them die, and she wants them all dead now. So
Yeah.
dun 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 dun. You're right.
It's like getting kicked out of art school in the 1940s.
Woof.
Sorry.
We
that
spent
that
way
was
too much
not an appropriate joke to make either. I am very sorry. But also we do get Senator Newman coming back, who is the, as you were thought I was talking about. It turns out that she has the exact same powers as Marie.
Hmm?
Which is fucking wild. Because you watched the episode before me, and I was like, meh? And you're like, you guessed it, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And it's
crazy.
not just like a similar power. She has the exact, same power, which is cool because like right now Marie is like, I have to like cut my hand to control my power, and she doesn't. She just doesn't know how to use her power yet, which makes her fucking crazy powerful.
Yeah, and terrifying. Because we saw her blow up Rufus, his cack.
His head.
The head of his cack.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know how I did that. Meh. But Senator Newman's like, look. And she like cuts her hand and like blood starts to go up and then it goes back down and then it heals. But we already know that she has the power to just like explode heads.
Yeah. The power of AIDS in the palm of my hand.
This is why we don't have a lot of listeners. But we're funny, damn it.
Fuck off, dude. That was funny.
It was.
But one of the cool things that I didn't know this, and we do not take credit for it. Saw it on TikTok, but Marie she cameoed in the latest season of The Boys when Huey is working with oh fuck, I forget her name. He's working with that like congresswoman or whatever. And they are profiling other soups. And on the screen of the computer, very briefly, Marie is in there, and it is the same actress that's playing her now. And I think that that is fucking cool. And if you recognize that actress, it's because she was in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. She played Roz,
That's pretty rad.
and she had a pretty awesome glow up because in Sabrina, I would have been like, nah, not really my thing. But in this show, she fine.
She is fine. And even with like the cameo, because it's just like a picture of her face.
Yeah.
Um, and it makes sense. Like she's,
But it has her name attached to the
yeah,
picture, which is cool.
exactly. But it shows. I mean, she's just like at an orphanage, so she looks super disheveled.
Yeah.
But it's still cool that it wasn't just the like her name. It was so much.
I just looked at the next point and I was like,
I mean, facts. But it was just cool that it's the same actress.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
Well, I feel like I'm like
you wrote it. You wrote it.
I know. It's because
It's hilarious. No, I just brought up the last one. You go. It's funny. I'll feed off of it. Don't worry.
Andre still sucks.
This character is so bad. And it's way more just. I know, like, in the beginning, I was like, remember when we first started talking about Gen V? And I was like, I want to like this
Like
character.
3 weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I want to like this guy, but, like, he's just really not giving me anything. And now this, like, Andrew Tate bullshit's coming out, and I'm like, well, the guy himself sucks dicks.
Yeah.
And now, and like, going forward now, I'm just like, man, this. Even even if this guy didn't suck dicks as a person, his character sucks dicks, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, like this guy sucks, man. I don't know.
It's hard to be like, oh yeah, actor, POS, character, acted the shit out of it, right? Like, I mean, if that's how they're trying to write the character to be shitty, like I guess he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
But like Andre sucks.
He sucks. Yeah, I have no interest in his character whatsoever, and I said that before I knew about the Andrew Tate shit, and
Yeah.
now I'm just like doubling down. Fuck this dude.
As you should. I mean, the first few episodes were all about him being like, oh, my dad's the worst. I don't want to follow in his footsteps. And then the second that his dad is in duress, he's like, gotta go. Daddy needs me.
Yeah. Also, fucking, what's his name? God Boy or whatever?
Golden boy.
Colon Boy? Yeah, Colon Boy. is
Yes.
the second that it's his best friend, and the second the fucking kid dies, like the next day, he's like having sex with his girlfriend. It's
But
like, you suck.
we also learned that like that had happened multiple times before.
Yeah.
Showing, but Kate's ability is to erase memories. So like, I think like in a superhero world, that's like SA. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, he may have been consenting, but then you're like, you're gonna forget.
It's called Speedway now. They changed the name of that.
That was a good reference. Super
But-
fucked up based on the
I was
topic
like,
that we were talking
I
about.
was like super offensive, but anyways, Kate.
I mean, she kind of does the right thing in this episode. And then turns out to, I don't know, be like Hitler Youth. But I mean, she uses her powers to make Shetty tell the truth
Mm,
to 4 teenagers. Like, oh yeah, that's gonna make a difference.
yeah.
Uh,
They might be like 20. They're in college,
they're like
right? It's a college, not a high school.
they're like freshmen. What?
Exactly. That's what you do in college.
What college did you go to? Oh. Oh, I'm so glad that we video these two. Oh,
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Uh,
you gotta go. I can't contain myself right now.
well, I'm trying. I got to read what you wrote down. Sam.
About Sam.
Oh,
And,
into the MAGA. Sam gets roped into the MAGA of Soup's movement.
oh,
You know what though? I like Sam's character.
I do too. Until
He's
the
just
very end of, he's just so naive.
can't blame the kid. He's been locked in a fucking room most of his life getting tortured.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
Fair.
He's like, fuck you guys. I don't give a shit. He is. I like that kid. And obviously Emma, or is it Emma? Cricket?
Who plays? Well, that's not the actress's name, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
Lizzie Broadway who
But yeah,
plays
but her
Emma
name is
slash
Emma,
Cricket.
yeah.
Yeah,
She's my favorite character so far.
yeah.
Could change. We don't know. I don't know.
Well, she didn't follow Sam when he decides to. I don't know. At this point in time, is it the Fourth or Fifth Reich? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's like he's so easily influenced that Emma shows love, and he's like, "Oh, I love you," and then someone else is like, "You want to go sledding with us and our friend that can make snow? Cool. You want a beer? Cool. Come to this rally."
Yeah. I don't think he was like intentionally being a piece of shit. He's never had like fun.
Well, it wasn't even that. It's at the end of the episode when
Yeah, I know.
Kate
Yeah, yeah.
goes full on is like, "We have to. They're afraid of us. They should be. They think that we're superior, and that's why they want to get rid of us. They should think that way because we are." And he's like, "Bet."
Bet. And in his defense, his whole lifestyle has been, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, he was tortured for years and years and years. So like, you can sympathize with him, but still be mad about his decision. But like, Kate
Yeah.
has no excuse. Like,
fuck Kate. Yeah.
yeah, Andre did.
But you, I was like, you probably could. She just doesn't give a shit about anybody.
Yeah, it's fucking bonkers, man.
Anyways, tell us about.
Go watch the show. If you're completely confused as to what we're talking about and how we managed to make so many references to geopolitical things that have happened in the past 6 months or 80 years ago, because it's the same, unfortunately, go watch the show. It is a great show. It's fantastic. But we should talk about our first sponsor, which is Ray's Energy Drinks. It's a fantastic energy drink. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash. I saw that. I'm not going to mention it. If you don't like energy drinks, totally fine. They have other things out there like some supplements, some protein. They have plant-based options as well. So listen up and learn how to save 15%. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
Well, in nerd news, we have some awesome stuff. We also have some very sad stuff. Unfortunately, we have to keep telling our friends, our followers, about people that are no longer with us. And this week has been a heart-wrenching one, especially if you're around our age. Chandler Bing, aka Matthew Perry, aka the guy who,
Ron Clark.
I mean, god damn it, the whole 9 yards, the whole 10 yards. I mean, I could list off. Fools Rush In. What's the one with Elizabeth Hurley? Where he's like her lawyer and he's trying to serve her. Anyways, we love Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry, aka Chandler Bing, died. Age of 54. Was it 54?
I think it was 54. That sounds right.
Which blows my mind. I'm fucking 36. I didn't know he was. We're not that far apart
Yeah.
age-wise, but yeah.
Especially in the terms of like adulthood.
Yeah.
You know?
He died. There's no official reason, but they found him in a hot tub and he drowned.
Yeah. They think it cardiac arrest, but they haven't released any more details beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, I know people there are like, here's the thing. I'm gonna just go on a rant for a second. Here's the thing. Some guys, they probably like Andrew Tate, will talk shit about the show Friends. I love the show Friends. I watched it. I was meh. I never watched it growing up when it was out. I was dating a girl and she went out of town for a while and I was a broke kid who couldn't afford cable and she was like, here's the entire series of Friends. You should watch it. Here's the box set. And I was like, okay, bet. Fucking hilarious. It's hilarious. I've watched it probably beginning to end. I think there's 10 seasons. Maybe like 4 or 5 times. And Chandler Bing, Matthew Perry's character, is easily my favorite character. Well, and Ross. Ross is fucking hilarious. But easily my favorite character. And then just knowing that he struggled with drugs and alcohol, and I don't want to go into it, but like I've had my struggles with substances and stuff like that, and the fact that he overcame it and wrote a book about it. I mean, fuck, man. This is a big loss.
Yeah.
Point being,
I mean, and especially anyone in our age group, a little bit older, a little bit younger, like Matthew Perry was a huge part of it. And so young.
serving Sarah. No. Yeah, no. Serving. Anyways, that was the.
Okay.
Keep going. I almost lost it. So.
Like, I don't know. It's heartbreaking. Like, he was young.
54 is not that old. When you're 36, 54 is not that old.
Yeah, he was young.
Yeah.
And it's just it's heartbreaking, especially with like the influence that he had on, I would say, multiple generations.
Kids are still watching.
And on top of that, like 17 Forever, or going on 17, whatever it was, with Zac Efron.
Efron. Yeah, I remember that one.
I mean, like, Efron's like our age, but it was when he was still younger. I mean, like,
he still had the Bieber cut. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's not like a 90-year-old person that was still influential dying, where, it's sad, but like,
yeah,
he was influential and so very young and overcame so much. Like, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we love you. We're fans.
Yeah,
whether it was Friends or your movies or your influence on life in general. I bought his book.
And I mean, the being a nerd. I mean, he loved Batman and comics and stuff like that. Like, that's not, I don't even know. It's crazy. And it feels weird to transition from this, but anytime that when we talk about nerd news and there's something sad, there's no.
God, we always do it wrong. We should have put it at the end. Talk about the exciting.
We've done that, and then we're like, "Well, let us tell you about our next sponsor." And it's like, there's no good way to do it, especially with someone that was that influential.
You were a legend. We love you. I personally, I watched Friends a lot, and yeah, and his movies.
He'll be missed.
I can't wait to read his book, so I can't wait to read his book. I almost said it right.
Almost.
But anyways,
talk about something.
In a shitty way to transition, we kind of have to bounce back into it.
But also, in a way, his love of Batman and DC Comics, he might get a chance to live on through
potentially
crossovers.
Well, I brought up the you go. I brought up the
so we know that with Invincible season 2 coming out, and we've talked about the speculation and how it lines up with some of the comics of the crossover with Spider-Man, especially with Sterling K. Brown's character in season 2 of Invincible being able to open multiverses and stuff like that. There's talks that Invincible may cross over with DC characters like Batman. Also, maybe The Boys, which was
there have been conversations about it between Robert Kirkman and Seth Rogen. Could we do it? And they said yes, we could.
Yeah, just
doesn't mean they will, but it would be fucking dope.
It would be. But with season 2 coming out literally later this week. Oh, later this week. I'm so excited. November 3rd. Happy
Do you think
birthday
they're gonna release
to
it
me.
all?
No.
Ah,
Because
bummer. I
they
was gonna say
they didn't the first time around.
it's got to be done in like 5 minutes
November 3rd.
because that's possible.
Yeah. 10 hours and 5 minutes. Yeah.
We've been
Maybe
waiting
for
very
you,
long.
champ.
We've been waiting very long for Invincible season 2. I need it now.
And it's
My
my
money, and I need it now. Is that what you were
Oh.
gonna do? Call Robert Kirkman.
Oh, I was like, that's not right.
KG Wentworth.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Robert Kirkman, the writer. That's funny. Oh, well,
I know.
I'm so glad that I spent the extra minute to explain that to people that didn't catch it. Totally diminishing how funny that actually was.
Something. Well, this can tie into something later on, but Taika. Wait, yeah. Taika. Watiti.
Watiti.
Once the biddy has officially been fired. From Thor
Rita
5.
Ora Osman. I didn't
He
know
will
how to
no-
do that. I tried. I'm sorry.
Taika will no longer be directing Thor 5, which fine, good.
I mean, yeah, good.
I like Taika,
we love Taika.
but
Love and Thunder was a shit show
50
because he got
50
to go full
yeah.
Taika.
50-50 is a F as far as I remember in school, and I had a lot of those.
Alternative learning centers.
Hey, they don't need to know that.
I didn't say that you went.
Oh, I did.
Hey, they don't need to know that.
I rode a big bus to the regular high school, and then I rode a little bus to the little high school. But my diploma says Burnsville High School, and that's all that's important.
Woo!
I did it, Mom.
We have. I mean, this cannot be serious. I mean, from what we saw, it's
not
jokes,
it's a
but
joke.
it's hilarious. Was someone started a viral rumor of that Scorsese might be in talks to do with Thor 5, which, let's be honest, even if they offered that role, it'd be so fun. He would never do it because, like, he's better than thou. But it'd be hilarious just for Marvel to do it.
I mean, maybe
Offer him
he
a
would.
fuck ton of money, and then if he says yes, then be like, no.
Oh, just kidding.
Just to take him down a peg. Because we really don't need Robert De Niro and a bunch of really bad New Jersey accents.
No offense to De Niro. I love Robert De Niro, but
And no offense to Scorsese, but, like, if you're going to shit all over it, man, like...
hey, I could do this all day. You know, that's what we'd get.
Yeah.
That was my best.
That would
Italian
be Chris Hemsworth as an Australian man playing Thor, a Norse god, trying to do a New Jersey accent. It'd be that.
But
good.
the really funny thing is that Scorsese has been very open about how much he hates Marvel. He's like, these aren't movies. These are blah blah blah. And
if you want to look at a real filmmaker, you should look at Christopher Nolan, who's done countless.
And is it Joe or Anthony Russo?
I think the video that you're talking about, I think, was Joe Russo.
Yeah. So Martin Scorsese has was that a Deshaun?
Schnauzer.
Why do I keep saying Deshaun?
Because
I said it when we talked about it.
Because Deshaun Watson has been failing you on fantasy football.
fucked. I dropped him. He's not even in there anymore. Anyways, a schnauzer. He goes, oh, cute. He has a schnauzer, and his name is Oscar. Oh, I get it. That's cute. And then he holds up his schnauzer and he goes, come on, box office, let's go. And like that's the end of the video, and it's like, yeah, that was good. That was real good.
Proud of you.
Because no offense to
I got that. I got that reference.
no offense to Scorsese. I love Scorsese and I love Scorsese movies, but you know, why bash your fellow man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not making movies. You're making movies. Oh, okay. Well, my movie.
If that's his argument, it's like,
Yeah. My movie just.
So
hit,
Charlie
the
Chaplin was
highest-
just like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Did
My
not
movie just
develop
hit the highest
film
grossing movie of all time. So, you know, I'll just go fuck myself. Mahalo.
and you've cast the same octogenarian in the past 6 films. Again, no offense to De Niro.
But did you see the fucking clip of him, his young version
From The Irishman. No, I
of
haven't
himself,
watched
like,
it, but you were telling me about it.
beating? It looked like a fucking. I don't know. It looked like
A nursing home brawl.
a toddler. You know, like I'm gonna hurt you, and then like somebody else overreacting to those like hits and being like, "Ah!" and like falling down. I'm like, please don't. And the toddler's like a oompa loompa, and he's like, oh fuck, you really got me. You know what I mean? It was miserable.
And then you hear them say, I think they said something about pudding. And then you hear cut in the background. Somehow that made it into the film. I don't know. Yeah.
Scorsese, get off your fucking high horse, man. Movies are movies. Fans are fans. We like what we like.
Yeah, and
We like
keep
your shit, but
making
there's
great movies, but like
we like your shit, but we like other shit too. You don't have to shit on other people because we like more than your dumb shit. Like fucking quit being a twat. Fuck. Go. You go. Now you got me all pissed off.
No, now I want you to
Almost
continue
done.
about that.
No, I will not.
Well, The Marvels comes out in a little over a week, which is going to be awesome.
Maybe.
I mean,
It's the shortest Marvel
I'm
movie.
not thrilled about that part. But I am excited for Kamala Khan to make big screen debut.
Yeah.
Same with older Maria Rambeau.
We'll go on 3. 1, 2, 3, go. See, why would you say we're going on 3 if you're going to say go?
Exactly. And just seeing I wanted to say gherkin, but that's not right. Flurkin. Thank you. Gherkins are pickles to the rest of the world. I mean, if you were like a teenage kid and you saw a cat just open its mouth and octopus eat a bunch of people, I think that her reaction in the trailer is very appropriate. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Oh, wait. What?
Hot.
I
think we talked about that enough. Say the last thing before we go into the next sponsor.
Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland will be, or rumored to be, starting filming mid to late 2024, which is only, 2024 is only a couple months away, but yeah. So we may get that movie pretty soon, which is pretty rad. I know that
probably about a year.
Wasn't there like a 6-movie contract?
Yeah, he re-signed for 3 more films, but I think 2 of them are Avengers.
Yeah. But
Still.
yeah. Anyways, don't want to get into it.
Cool.
Because that's what we do. But that's the spiciest news we have on that. But
what's spicier
spicy,
than that?
Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. Sponsor number 2. It's our title sponsor. Crybaby Craig's. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on fucking everything. Listen up. Tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. Okay, friends, now we want to talk about Loki Season 2, Episode 4, now streaming on Disney+. Before we get into it, because the way that this episode ends, here's some spoiler alerts. We don't know what comes next, but it's a pretty intense episode. Oh. But before we start talking about this, so if you haven't watched it yet, this is kind of a nice little buffer so you can get a chance to tune out, tune back in once you've watched it. But there's a theory going around online that because the showrunners have talked about they want Loki to reunite with Thor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also kind of hinting that Loki might not make it at the end of season 2. So there's this theory going around that Mobius M. Mobius, the Owen Wilson of Mobiuses.
It's Morbin time.
It's Mobin time. That he might be a variant of Thor.
Because we don't know what Mobius's background is yet. All we know is that he's a variant.
And they've brought it up multiple times, and he just doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
Do I think it's a Thor variant?
I don't like that theory. I don't want it to be true.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. No, I want what I want. When I want what I want. When I
Tell me
see
when.
Loki and Thor reunite, I want it to be
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if like you said that people have been, hi, what are you doing? People have been alluding to the fact that Loki may not make it through this season. I highly doubt that Hemsworth will be in this show. So maybe that is what it is. I have no idea.
I'd be so mad. I think that takes so much away of Loki's growth through the series so far. And I think it greatly diminishes his ability to establish real connections with other people, especially Mobius, if he's just going to be a Thor variant. Like,
I don't think that's...
I would be so mad.
Yeah, I just don't think that would be... I don't think that's going to be...
The show has been so good to do that cheap cop-out of like, oh, we're going to reunite Loki with Thor. And it turns out that it was Owen Wilson all along. It's like, okay, cool. I see dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be, honestly.
I fucking hope not.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like also so that was enough time based on this theory that if you still haven't watched this and you're still listening, this is on you. I'm time doesn't make any fucking sense anymore. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, oh, hi, I'm Pete. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Which, I mean, that's kind of the point of the TVA. Like, they exist at all points in time, but also not in time, whatever. But they made a thing of Victor Timely meeting Obi.
Mm-hmm.
And Obi is like, oh, yeah, like, I wrote the handbook based off of old sketches from someone named Victor Timely.
And they, like, swap
And
autographs.
yeah, and Timely is like, oh, well, I put all my notes in this book because of someone named Ouroboros or OB. And it's like,
That's me.
now that I'm like saying it out loud, like, is it because Renslayer interfered that
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is. And we get more of that when Loki is the one that pruned himself in the first episode. You know, it was like future Loki, but still in the TVA where time doesn't operate.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? Like, it's time is circular. You know, there's no beginning, no end. It's a ring. What is this? I wrote down in the notes for all time, always, because that's the TVA's slogan. You know,
Oh, I was more like, what was the gruesome murder of the hunters?
yeah.
I'm sure I saw it.
With
I know I saw it, but I just
General Docs, I think her name is, and like because they're all like being held captive.
oh,
and they
in the
put
box.
them in the box.
What's in the box? Yeah,
Guts.
dead bodies,
Guts.
crushed dead bodies. That's what's in the box.
It's wild because the show is still TV 14. Like it's not a
They
TVMA.
didn't show it. They just you hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and because you hear it, it's gruesome. And what freaked me out more, and I'm glad that other people on the internet, because I didn't get a chance to like put it out there. Miss Minutes, like smiling
While it was happening
and getting giddy about them being like
woo!
crushed to death and turned into the juice. She's like, whoop.
Yeah. No,
Like-
she's like that fucking meme where it's like the Tony in his like Letterman jacket and he's like, you know what I'm talking about? No? I'll send it to you. Whatever.
Well, just Tony.
I don't know if his name's Tony. He just looks like a Tony.
Because when you said Tony, I like started thinking RDJ the entire time, and I was like, what?
Well, I'll let you. I know that you've talked about a lot of this, but I'll let you talk about the next thing because you're the one who pointed it out to me, and I don't want to take that from you. And then I will talk about that timeline thing that I had to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is. They take Timely to use his temporal aura. Basically, you're a variant of He Who Remains. So you can unlock the blast gates so that we can go out and fix the loom. But so much time has passed. It's going to be intense. Be ready for it. The second,
Are you ready for it? Yeah, I'm ready for it.
the second he steps outside, he is obliterated. But the way that his body disintegrates and goes away it felt so much both from like the CGI aspect of Reed Richards from Multiverse of Madness. It makes sense because they talked about like being pulled apart like spaghetti and your skin peels off and whatever. But the visual aspect of it, other than watching a head explode and a little at the end of it, he unravels.
which is also very cool because we know that Nathan Richards, who is a variant of He Who Remains or Kang, I should say Kang, is Nathan Richards is Reed Richards' son,
Yeah.
a variant of Mr. Fantastic himself.
Did you mean to put that
Yes,
sort of
I did.
emphasis on it? Himself. Yeah, but it was cool because also, like, if you think about the Scarlet Witch and chaos magic and how she like unravels his being so he no longer exists,
Mm.
like it's chaotic and multiverse energy just like unraveling him in a chaotic way. It was cool that they used a lot of the same visual aspects of it. It was, I mean, I think we talked about it last week how we were like, I mean, like, yeah, Victor Timely, like, he seems kind of like a weak variant, and then he just, just like yeeted.
But is he actually dead? We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing, one of the,
Cool.
it's not cool. It's very sad, but one of the cool things about this episode is that when the loom explodes, like after Timely spaghetti's off into whatever, uh, all of the timelines, the loom, it's creates the timeline, the timelines. And we know from the last episode, or from season 1 ending, that the timelines were splitting. And then the last episode before this one, they pruned a shit ton of timelines off of that loom, and our main characters were like crying because those were billions and billions of people that were dying. And then when the loom explodes at the end of this episode, maybe potentially we don't see what happens. It just goes to black, but theoretically all of the timelines have now gone away.
Yeah,
But there's 2 episodes left, so obviously
they
not
they
all.
don't. So maybe, I mean, there's the idea that the loom exploding like may have pruned from the moments going into it.
Is this thing on?
Or, with the loom not there, now it's 100% open to chaos.
Well, one of the theories, again, we can't take credit for this. We read it, is that it's in Eternals, Endgame, and Wong says it. What was the name of that? Did you find it?
Tiamat.
And
Odin.
help a brother out. Oh, Odin, yeah, from Thor, have all said that before there was life, there was nothing. It was darkness, and then there was life. Big Bang kind of whatever. And that's in three different people, but it also in 3 different times, because when Odin's talking about we'll call it the Big Bang Theory, but it's not necessarily. He's talking about a different event, and then when Wong is talking about the Big Bang, and then when Tiamat is talking about it, it is before the Big Bang. So there's been multiple different times in the MCU where there has been nothing and then an explosion of something which creates whatever. We know that the MCU is looking to um, soft reboot the MCU. This would correct the errors of the Fox timeline so we can get the Fantastic Four, so we can get the X-Men, blah 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 blah. We know that that's factual. That's what they're doing.
And it also
Um,
allows for recasting of
yes.
actors that
This
don't
also
want.
makes sense for the TVA to be, which is confirmed. I mean, Tara Strong is confirmed to be in Deadpool 3. Uh, this makes sense
As Miss
because
Minutes,
as Miss Minutes, yeah, this
not
is
just voicing another character because she's a
yeah,
fantastic voice actress, like
yeah, and she
as
did
Miss
play
Minutes.
Cosmo in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Not Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but
Oh fuck,
beforehand.
no, goddamn it, I always do that. It's
Uh,
the chick from Borat 2.
yeah,
Whatever.
but the,
Anyways,
the robot head in
put
Guardians
yeah.
2,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Put it away. Put it away. I didn't say that.
I'm not cutting it, but
This is a soft reboot. I was telling the listeners to put it away. I didn't say it. This is a soft reboot, and um, this is wild because it gives us that ability to just unalive, but bring back characters that didn't make sense, but will make sense going forward. Um,
and at the same time rewriting the characters that will continue on
mm,
moving forward. Like take Wanda Maximoff and Pietro. Like they were mutants. You know, they're
in the comics, for the mutants
they're
and lovers, brother and sister lovers.
which we made a joke of in like episode 5
Mhm.
of the podcast. It's the first time that we use a certain drum beat from a certain adult website as a joke. But you know, their parentage in the comics is very different than what we got in the MCU. So it allows for it's the both and. You know, like they can exist in both of these
Hmm.
timeline
Well, I
timelines
imagine
and
I imagine what will happen is that the loom will be restored with different branches or
well,
timelines.
talk about the shape of it because I thought that's how you were going. I didn't write it down, but we talked
Oh
about
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. Oh
shape
man. Yeah.
of
I thought this was really cool.
that
This is
adjustment.
this is this is not something I read. This is something that I personally noticed. But I'm not the only one, so there are other whatever out there.
Don't take
That
away from how nerdy you are.
I know. I don't want to give
No,
myself credit where there's other credit due. Whatever.
you're the first and only person that I've heard talk about this.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
seen any of these similarities mentioned
beautiful.
anywhere else on the internet.
Okay.
So
So
take
I
full
forget.
damn credit, okay?
I can't because I personally have seen
You're a
somebody
nerd king.
else.
Go on.
Yeah. Anyway, there is
Go,
the
little rock
uh
star.
the loom. Stop. The loom resembles the Rainbow Bridge from Thor. Not only just the bridge, like we see Victor Timely, he's walking out onto like a bridge going towards it, and then the loom is going, with light coming in one side and then spraying out you know, I don't want to say come, but come.
Yeah.
Uh, but
It resembles the Bifrost.
it resembles the Bifrost. And even earlier in the episode, when OB is like, I don't know how to concentrate this energy, blah, blah, blah. And Victor Timely pulls out his prototype, and it even looks like the Bifrost. It's a dome.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you can get this into that, you can focus the energy through one side and point it wherever you want. Those aren't the words he used, but that's basically what he's saying,
Mm.
which is exactly like the Bifrost because there are different realms. And if you put the energy from the Rainbow Bridge into one side of it, you can launch the people from the Bifrost to whatever realm you want to.
Yeah,
And I
through
thought that,
like an Einstein-Rosen bridge.
yeah, and I was like, holy shit, that is the Rainbow Bridge and from Thor, and it was a very miniature. I mean, it was literally he was holding it in his hand.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
like
very
the size of
small.
a softball.
Yeah, but it was the same thing. And then even when Victor Timely's character walks out and gets spaghettied into oblivion, he was walking across a very long like bridge, and I thought it was very similar, not just the device, but it was very similar to
And
the bridge
what's
in
cool
Thor.
is that even though the bridge itself is not a rainbow bridge,
Hmm.
all the timelines, going through the loom are creating the same
Yeah,
visual spectrum. So it's like all the elements are there, they're just like scattered.
yeah.
What
So
but
go
it's
me and
yeah,
one other person that I saw after I told you about
you
it.
saw
It
nothing. You saw no, I'm just kidding.
in my defense, I told you about it before I saw somebody else talk about it, and I
And
was like, "Oh, god damn it, that was my thing."
to
But it also validates my point a little bit
yeah.
because, like,
And
yeah,
I also never saw it. So you're you're the one that I will
huzzah,
credit with it if for that
huzzah.
that parallel cuz it's I mean it makes so much sense especially like visually and kind of technically.
But does that mean Victor Timely is dead, or did he get yeeted to a different?
I don't know cuz we kind of saw him turn to spaghetti.
Yeah, but but
But
does does that mean he like spaghettied? Because like so when I know that like when we've seen Thor like use the Bifrost, he's also a god. Uh, that he just kind of gets like sucked up, like and then. Phew. But maybe in like a slow motion version of it, him getting pulled apart is just him getting pulled into the Bifrost and then phew, somewhere else.
yeah, but Thor Dark World, I mean Jane Foster goes through it too.
Fuck Jane
But
Foster. Sorry.
I
Sorry.
never mind. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Sorry, Mom. You can only assume what I might have said if you listened this far. She didn't. I would like to. Um, fuck
I
Jane
think we
Foster.
lost your mom on like episode 1 when we talked about how hot Henry Cavill was. And your mom was like,
Oh my pearls. We're not Southern or Baptist. Um, she'd like to think so. No, but oh god, you distracted me too much with funny family
sorry,
trauma.
yeeted. Spaghetti yeeted into another universe. Does that help?
No,
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs? No, not,
no,
not
I
helping.
can't think of it. If I think of it,
Ah,
I'll bring it back up.
all
Um,
right.
but I mean, talk about more about like the loom exploding because obviously, like if that happens, like the timelines as they're going through it, like
Gone.
they get destroyed. It looks
Look,
like the most fascinating scene, according to some film critics, from the movie Oppenheimer. Just bright white of flash, underwhelming explosion. And see, I had a point to that one. But the loom takes all the timelines and creates the sacred timeline. If the loom explodes, what happens to the sacred timeline? Where do they go? Where do the people still at the TVA as the explosion happens? Where do they go?
we
Like,
don't
because
know.
there's still 2 episodes left. Like where does Loki and Mobius and Sylvie and OB and Casey and B-50, like where do they all go?
I wonder if they'll explain it on Thursday.
I'm sure that they will, but like I want to know now.
Or I want a divorce. Yeah. So if you know, you know. That's funny.
I didn't
Sickie.
want conflict. I said it 4 times.
Um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's this is Loki is has been and continues to be my favorite Disney uh Marvel TV show. This it's
And
so
it
good.
gets better.
Yeah.
Like season 1, phenomenal. And I'm taking your words from when we talked off camera, but each episode of season 2 keeps building on how great season 1 was.
Hmm.
And it's like each episode, I'm like,
Better
fuck.
than the last. Yeah.
But
It's I'm excited to see where it goes. We also know that this season is directly gonna lead into the next Avengers movie.
yeah.
So
And it's
that
Kang
kind of
Dynasty first, right?
that kind of
And
like
then Secret Wars.
firmly uh confirms. Ooh, I said firm twice. Um, that
Uh,
the reboot thing. I think that this is a huge. Yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna be huge. It's gonna be so huge. I have
It's
the
gonna be
hugest hands.
huger than anything you've ever seen before.
I believe very much so that this season, while being confirmed leading into the Kang Dynasty, is going to be our reboot into Marvel. It's going to be our who
And
wants to exit, who wants to be a part of
I
it.
think that your theory that from the loom exploding gives the perfect opportunity for the restoration process because we already kind of know just from synopsis and Ryan Reynolds who just refuses to not give away big plot points for things he's excited about. Deadpool
Like,
3 will I mean, it's him and Wolverine going to find the best X-Men to for the MCU.
we know that the OG X-Men are coming back for that. We know that the newer the you know
First class
first class X-Men are coming back for it. We know that some characters
fan
from the
castings.
original Fantastic Four are coming back for it. We know Schreiber is coming back for it.
Leave
Uh,
Schreiber.
I think that there was even rumors that Daphne Keene is coming back.
Yeah,
There is which we
potentially
called
Daniel
just in.
Craig. Yeah, which
Yeah.
God, I hope
Just
that they
can we
just
have that be Wolverine going
yeah.
forward,
I
please?
would be
Yeah.
so fun with
Anyways,
that.
we this I think Deadpool 3 is gonna be from where Loki ends to Kang Dynasty to that's gonna be the movie that bridges that gap. Is gonna be Deadpool.
I think you're right, and I think and it feels weird saying this about a Deadpool film. I think it's going to be before Kang Dynasty. I think that's going to be the most important for the universe
Mm,
of Marvel
mm,
going forward.
no. We're also there's rumors that we're gonna get in um not Dynasty, but
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. Both Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield are supposed to reprise their roles. I mean, they said
Some of the other X Men, like from the Fox universe, might come
I
back.
I can't confirm who is going to be in it, but I can confirm that the showrunners for the movie have said that the cameos will be bigger than Endgame.
Uh,
Yeah.
sorry, didn't
I,
I didn't have a more appropriate response
they
than that.
also said that every MCU movie with Secret Wars coming up will be canon. That means every MCU movie, Marvel, movie that you've seen since before Iron Man came out is canon. So let that
I think
fucking
Loki season 1 kind of allowed that,
yeah.
to some degree. Now with season 2, definitely.
So anyone and everyone. I mean, Venom. I mean, Venom's already been. I don't want to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it for like 2 hours if we kept going, and we can't. So
I mean, we could, but people will stop listening because they'll be like,
yeah,
shut the fuck up, guys.
little bummer.
Oh, okay. Let's close out this episode.
But before we close out this episode, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chad, what do you got?
Well, my first one, I've got two. First one was I watched The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Who told you to watch that?
Uh, some guy.
Some pretentious bastard, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super snobby, thinks he's so funny, only because he has a sticker that says so. No, you did, because
It's fucking hilarious.
I had never watched it, but you kept talking about it, and you would be like, "Oh yeah, the other guys," and I was, because you kept calling it the other guys, and I was like, "Yeah, I've seen that. I don't remember that." With Marky Mark and Will Ferrell, and you're like, "No." And then I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll fucking watch it." And yeah, I'm so glad I did. It was hilarious, super funny. And then I just rewatched Talladega Nights because it's on Hulu, and it kind of bummed me out because I used to own like the director's cut version on DVD back in the day when I had DVDs, and still hilarious, but not as the theatrical cut is not as good. What about you? What do you have for honorable mentions? What did you watch this week?
Well, we watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie last night.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah.
How was
You
it?
want to know how? Oh, I was gonna say, do you want to know how it is?
Yeah, I do.
It's hot trash.
Really, because people on the internet are like, it's so good.
I think teenagers on the internet are like, it's so good. It's PG-13. The story was garbage. The only actor worth anything, Matthew Lillard, was in it for a combined total of maybe 15 fucking minutes. And then that fucking 5'2" kid from
Josh
Hunger
Hutcherson.
Games. Yeah, whatever.
Tell me how you feel.
He's just not a great actor. Although I did love that TV show. God damn it.
Tomorrow Man
Yes.
or Future Man.
The Future Man. That was great, but not because of him. Anyways, it was really dumb. And spoiler alert, 1, 2, 3, you had enough time. Matthew Lillard's character is a pedophile who kidnaps kids and puts their souls after he kills them into these robots. Basically, like, remember Circus Pizza when we were kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea of it, is that it's like the fucking halfway broken down band that's all creepy and like
Yeah,
plays
but
like
doesn't Josh Hutcherson end up in one of them also?
No.
Oh, so the trailer lied to me. That's cool. I wasn't
They
gonna
want-
watch it either way. It looked
they
terrible.
want his sis. He has a younger sister,
Yeah.
and so basically the ghosts of these kids that Matthew Lillard's character murdered and probably did other stuff with, are in these animatronic whatevers, and they, because they're little kids, get along with Josh, what's his face's younger sister. And they're like, oh, let's make her into one of us, and he's trying to stop that from happening. It's dumb.
Oh.
It's very, very bad. Yeah.
There's like a cult following about
I know.
it. I don't know.
I think
is this is this a remake, or was it based off of like an anime or
it's not.
something?
I think the problem is that the cult following was before the movie came out, And I think that people that like were like talking this movie up before it came out are just like refusing to admit that it was a bad movie. So
Because
they're like, "Oh yeah, it
I
was
saw
fantastic."
videos of like during the credits and like something like popped up on the screen for like an end credit. I don't fucking know.
No,
I
it was bad.
clearly I haven't seen it. I don't really care.
It
And
was real bad.
yeah,
The other I watched As I Do,
this time
basically
of
like
year.
once a year. Uh, I started watching Harry Potter, and
Yay.
fuck you if you have a problem with it. Um,
If you have a
I
problem with
will.
it, stop listening to this podcast. I do it once a year also.
Yeah, it's like Lord of the, Braveheart and Lord of the Rings. It's like a once a year got to.
I do Lord of the Rings in December. Harry
Yeah.
Potter is usually like October, November-ish. I started early this year. I did it like the first week of October. But
Yeah. So that's that.
nothing else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something else, but I can't remember what it was.
I started rewatching Smallville.
Oh yeah, I knew you did that.
But I've already talked about that, and we've already talked about that
Yeah.
on end because someone won't shut up about Superman.
I don't know who you're talking about.
But yeah, I did that. But for our listeners, if you like what we're doing here and you want to support us, the best way to do that is to head on over to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. We do have a new podcast coming out within the next, I don't know, like month. For other nerdy stuff, and it's pretty rad. So go ahead and support us over there. You give us your money. It's pretty rad. We like it.
We do like money.
It allows us to do bigger and better things, and I don't know, pay our staff,
Eventually.
which is cool. If you don't want to subscribe on a monthly basis, I mean, we get it, but lame. The next best way is go to allthingsnerdpodcast.com. Pick up some merch. Also give us your money that way. Pretty sweet, right? It's round. It's blue. Pretty sweet earth, you might say.
It's like, what? All right, where are you going with that?
That way you get something, we get something. That's pretty sweet too. But quite honestly, the best way to support the show is to like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast, social media, all that stuff. Because then more people will listen, and that helps us do bigger and better things, almost as much as what your money allows us to do, which we love. We don't pocket anything. We put it back into the show. We give it back. But seriously, we love you all. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. But this has been the All Things Nerd podcast.